Remember, listen please, obviously remember the measurements are from point to point, and make sure you measure the 10mm back, so listen, not add it on, measure backwards, and then those 10mm lines that you measure back should be longer, and then you gauge between them, and then join up the points for the stopped end. Your gauge lines need to be faint on this, not too deep, because they'll show up on the chamfer otherwise later. Excuse me, Colin. You could put it in your vise that way, but it's better upwards like that, because you can get to it easier, because there's more angle to be able to get to the chamfer. I know you can't really see this now from your side, but... And then, we've done this once before, but you can, if you want, cut down with your tenon saw, like that, a little bit, towards your gauge lines. But I don't do that. I don't mind if you do that, but I don't do that. I just use the chisel. So I just chop it in to break through the fibres. You can do it in more than one place if you want, but you don't have to. But it's a lot easier. And then, with the chisel, with the bevel side down, normally we use the flat side of the chisel more than anything, like I've said before, but with the with the bevel side, you can start to take it off. Again, if you angle the chisel steeper, it'll go further in. If you angle it shallower, it'll start to come out because of the bevel, which is what you want. And the reason for breaking through the fibres is so that you don't slice it right along and split it where you don't want to split it. So you'll have to keep doing those bits towards to break the fibres as you go through it. So now I need to chop through again to break the fibres. I haven't gone anywhere near the ends yet, because obviously we can work our way back to that eventually. So, and as we start to get near the gauge lines, we've got to obviously be a lot more careful. And again, if you remember, I'm holding the mallet up by its neck, not there, because I don't want to be doing big heavy blows. I want to be able to control it. So, we're getting closer now to the gauge lines. Right, next thing, I've said this before, but as I'm doing this, if I've got my chisel angled too much forwards like that, or too much towards the top, it's going to hit this top gauge line before I've got to the bottom one, and vice versa. If I've got it too far down, it's going to hit this one. So, as well as controlling it up and down that way, I've got to control it that way as well, so I'm taking it off evenly. I'll just go through again a bit more. Right, now, so you've got to bend. You can't just be stood here, tapping and daydreaming. You've got to be prepared to bend over and concentrate on what you're doing, and keep angling the chisel. Right, now, and you will have to work back that way, and you might have to work more one way than the other, depends on the grain. Sometimes the wood likes to be, give up please, sometimes the wood likes to be chopped in one direction than the other. Then, we'll just chop through that a bit more. Right, I'm chopping through nearly to my gauge line now, well just about, on each end. And then, you can start using the flat side and start to pare it. Right, so you don't necessarily need the chisel and the mallet, anymore. But if it's starting to dig in like that one, you will have to go back to doing it the other way to scoop it out, because it'll start to go too far down if you're not careful. But you want to try and finish it off as much as you can with the flat side, because obviously you get a flatter area, and the idea is to get this without any bumps on it. So you're now taking minute little bits off, basically. and you will have to keep turning the chisel around depending on what it's doing, and now it's following the grain or not. Remember, fingers behind the chisel all the time. If you've got your finger there and you push, you're going to slip and slice your fingers, or your hand, or even worse. Right, now, needs a little bit of finishing off, but I'll do the rest of it later. What we've got to do now is work his way back to a 10mm line if we haven't done so already, so we'll just keep ticking a bit off there at a time. But make sure you sever through the fibres of the wood, else it won't do it, it'll just split off. So don't just keep hitting it, it'll just split that off completely. So make sure you cut through the fibres first. Work up to your gauge line, sorry, your pencil line where your gauge line stops. Right, work back to that. And that has to be straight first. So you've got to watch the line on the top and the line down the front at the same time, which is not easy. And work back to that, and then right, this is one of the hardest bits. Watch, so make sure you can see. We've got to take this angle off, but we've got to eventually hit that angle line and that angle line with the chisel at the same time. So again, if you get it too far up or too far down, you're not going to do it. So you've got to start taking off the little point first, very gently, and work your way back. So I'm taking off like a millimetre at a time, really gently. And now, I'm not back to my line yet, but I can see whether I've got my chisel at the right angle or not. If I'd got it too far down here, there'd be more wood on that side than that, and again vice versa, but they're about equal, so I know that angle's right. So all I've got to do now is work to the pencil line. And it's not easy, you need to sort of concentrate on what you're doing and look at both sides at once. And it should come out on the line that you had your 10mm gauge line going up to, and then you might have to just finish it off by hand, because this is supposed to be flat and finished to a sort of sharp angle. So I need to do a bit more on that, but I don't want to hold you up anymore. I've done one side. I'll finish this off so you can see the other side, but you need to try and get it as flat as possible. There's a few bumps in there, so I'm still going to do some more on it before I've finished it. But basically that's it. So you've done one before, you can have another go, and then we'll check them out at the end and see what they're like. If you've got any questions, just hang about and ask me, or if you want to see, carry on watching, you can do.
There we go. Professional in action, you see.
Should be an actor.
Oh.
There you go. You have to be careful, don't you? Because once it's gone, it's gone. So you have to.
It's an hard one
It's
to
an
do,
art,
this.
isn't it?
It is, it's an hard one to do.
So,
Well, I do find it easy because I don't.
you're a natural, are you?
You're taking Tim with you, you say?
Yeah.